Good morning, guys. It is a little chilly here this morning, but at least the sun is shining and the birds are chirping. I love listening to the birds, don't you? It's so peaceful. And it's going to be a beautiful day, so I thought it would be a perfect day to take a drive down to one of my favorite antique malls. It's about an hour from where I live, so I don't get down there often. I think the last time I was there was like the fall, so I'm excited to head down there, take you along with me to show you what treasures I find. So grab yourself a coffee, got mine right here, and let's go antiquing. Before I head out, I would like to take a minute and thank my friends at Craftsy for sponsoring today's video. If you are not familiar with Craftsy, Craftsy is your online resource for all things creative, where millions of crafters, makers, and DIY enthusiasts find creative inspiration, advance their skills, and learn new ones along the way. Craftsy offers more than 2,000 exciting classes in over 20 popular categories like crochet, knitting, painting, gardening, which I love, cake decorating, woodworking, and many more. The classes are broken down to easy to follow lessons and are led by friendly, award-winning instructors who share their creative wisdom as they provide step-by-step demonstration. I have been a member of Craftsy for years. I love the variety of classes. One of my favorites are the quilting classes. I'm always watching them and learning new skills and watching the old ones. And also a new class I recently started is yoga. I have really been enjoying it. It is so relaxing. I also have been enjoying some of the canning classes, which is perfect this time of year, and learning some new skills and techniques. I could go on and on about all of the fantastic classes I have done. Craftsy classes include step-by-step instruction plus helpful downloadable resources to make learning easy. I love the downloads. I have them from years. The classes are great and helpful, and I love that I can do it when it's convenient for me, right in the comfort of my own home. The classes are broken down to short, easy to follow lessons, and I can pause, rewind, and rewatch when I need to and take it at my own pace so I really grasp it. I've learned so much thanks to Craftsy. If you are looking to try something new and learn a new skill, Craftsy is the place for you. Members get unlimited access to thousands of inspiring classes, exciting projects, and mouth-watering recipes. I love browsing all of the classes, and I'm so excited for you to join Craftsy too. The first 1,000 people that click on the link in the description below will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49. How awesome is that? You're going to go to go.craftsy.com/mothertime3, or you can scan the QR code here so you can join Craftsy today. It is so much fun, and I know you are going to love being a member of Craftsy too. So again, the first 1,000 people to click on the link in the description below or scan the QR code, you will get a full year, yes, a full year of premium membership for Craftsy for $1.49. That is a deal, you guys, you do not want to miss. And again, a huge thanks to my friends at Craftsy for sponsoring today's video. This morning, I am headed to the Salamanca Antique Mall in Salamanca, New York. It's about an hour south from where I live. And it is such a beautiful drive. Right now I'm driving through the charming little town of Ellicottville. Isn't it beautiful? It was such a peaceful and beautiful morning for a drive down to the Salamanca Antique Mall. This antique mall is huge. I have been coming here for years, so I kind of know like what booths I want to definitely check out, where I can find the good deals, which ones are more expensive. This booth always has really good deals and some great copper pieces, all 50% off. Saw some Currier and Ives. At this booth, this basket was huge. It was so big, but I love browsing, seeing what new finds I can find. But it's also funny, I also go back and look at booths that are things that I've seen before, like this. And every time I come here, it's still sitting here. There's another copper kettle that I've actually shown you before too, that is still here as well. I loved this cabinet. I was really tempted to get it. I even called Wayne, and the first thing he's like, where are you going to put it? But I kind of was tempted. It was a great price too, but I left it there. I like that piece too. But also just kind of just browsing and seeing what new finds I can find. Of course, I always have, a list of things in my head that I'm always kind of looking for, but I'm always open to finding new things as well. I love this booth. It's got a lot of the prim decor I love. This gorgeous firkin. It's gorgeous, but it was way too pricey for me. And then I just bought a sieve. So I often like to look at things that I've just recently got to compare to other prices too. I thought this cabinet was cute too, but again, don't know where I was actually going to put that too. But this is one of my favorite booths because it's got a lot of prim decor style that I like. This beautiful bowl, but a little pricey as well. And then I thought it was funny to find all these scoops too. Well, I always find scoops, but I always look at them. I have plenty of them, but I recently shared how to make affordable ones with some Dollar Tree items too, if you caught that video. But I thought these were really pretty too. And here's one of those sieves. I just bought one at that barn sale for $30. This gorgeous bowl, but it's huge. And it was a little pricey too. Wait till I show you the one that I recently got when we get back home. But lots of cute stuff in this booth. If I had the right space, I love this spinning wheel. I was kind of thinking maybe for the sitting room, but you guys, right now we have 3 little kittens that are occupying that sitting room. But I thought it was a great deal for that too. Always love looking at all the different Crocs and comparing prices to get like a price point. So sometimes I just am like educating myself and looking at prices, seeing what things are going for, even a free table there. Always looking for wooden bowls. This booth, their wooden bowls are always expensive, but like looking also at the firkins and different pieces that I collect. I always, even if I'm not on the hunt for it, just kind of getting a comparison of prices, especially on ones that maybe I recently bought, just to know that it's kind of satisfying to see when you see what you paid versus what it is at an antique store, to kind of feel like you got yourself a deal when you find them at estate sales and barn sales. This is that copper kettle. If you caught that video a few years ago, that copper kettle is still sitting there. But always just love browsing and finding new things. This is a candle mold that was kind of cute, I thought. And here's another one too. Just love looking around and seeing what treasures I can find. So I'm back home, obviously. That was a fun few hours. I got some treasures I cannot wait to show you. But I left early, so I got there right when it opened, did some power antiquing, left a little after noon, I think, and I think it's like almost 2 o'clock now. So great way to spend the morning, find some treasures, have a little time to just kind of do some antiquing. I love those kind of days, and it's absolutely beautiful out. It is like a picture perfect day. So I cannot wait to show you what I got. I'm also going to show you, after I show you these finds, take you around, show you some of the other finds that I've recently picked up. I mentioned in a recent video that I was going to like a vintage show the day after I did the first garage sale and barn sale. Picked up some great treasures too. I don't know if you can see that huge bowl I got. That was one of the things. So when we do a little decorating, I'll kind of like show you that too and how I decorated with those. And we'll do a little decorating with a few of the things that I picked up today that I can think of. And that's the thing, sometimes I pick up these items, I don't know exactly quite sure where I'm gonna put them. And then I find, a spot for them. I find a home for them afterwards. So that's why I'll show you some of the other things that I've shown you in other videos too. I have to also tell you the story too of my Facebook Marketplace fail. So I actually had two other videos that I was going to film today. One was going to be doing some outdoor, working on the outdoor back patio. And like I said, the weather's just been so miserable here. I haven't had time to really get to that point, although today is beautiful. So that video wasn't going to work out. Then the second video was actually going to be a kitchen redecorating video. I found this beautiful primitive table and chairs. I'll post a little picture of it over here, one side, on Facebook Marketplace. It was a phenomenal price. It was local, like literally right in the town that I live. It was also originally from the Steeple, which you guys know if you're local, the old Steeple. I absolutely love it there. I've talked about it here before. It like checked all the boxes. It was exactly the type of table I was looking for my kitchen, because I'm doing a little bit of a kitchen refresh that I'll take you along doing, kind of transitioning to a little bit more primitive. And this table was just perfect. And so I messaged the girl, and she says that she already has a buyer. And I was like, my heart sank. She says, but if they don't show up, you know, it's yours. So I was like, oh, you know, I was praying that hopefully, you know, they don't, but I always try to believe if it's meant to be, it will be. And I was almost going to message her, like even kind of like offering more, but I don't want to be that kind of person because I just love this table. It was such a great deal. And she messaged me that evening and told me that the other people came, and my heart just sank. And that was the first time in a long time that I just was so upset, like for days. Like I've just been so upset about this because that type of table is just really hard to come by. I don't see them often, especially for the price and for the exact style and for being local. It was just like checked all the boxes. Like this one, it stings. And like, I'm like, okay, Jen, you're 50 years old, grow up. But still, like, I just wanted it so badly. So unfortunately, I'm still on the hunt for the perfect table. I'm not rushing it. When it's meant to be, it will happen. Still trying to keep that philosophy of just trying to be patient, but I just love that table so much. Like even talking about it now, it still hurts my gut, but my plan was to do a kitchen refresh with you, and I was just waiting kind of to find that perfect table, and that hunt still continues. So hopefully here I will find that table, but oh, that one just, anyway, so that is why going antiquing was a little bit of therapy for me, because I was been so bummed about that. And then I figured, well, maybe when I'm down there, maybe I'll find one similar. Did not find a table, but I did find some other treasures, so I cannot wait to show you some of the goodies I got. So nothing too exciting like I hoped. I always like to try to find like that perfect thing that is just like that wow piece, like had I found a table or something. But I found some great little treasures, and that's the fun of it. Like it's the thrill of the hunt. I always say that. It is the thrill of the hunt, truly. And so my hunt continues for that perfect primitive style table for my kitchen that I want to do. But I'm so bummed about that. But in the meantime, I have some new treasures to keep my mind off of that. First up is this beautiful crock. This is the false craft folk art pattern that I've started collecting too. And I've actually been putting some of my pieces in that new cabinet that I got recently that I showed you too. Everything this weekend was 20% off in the entire antique mall. And I went to Salamanca Antique Mall. So if you are in the Western New York area or Northern PA, it is huge. You could spend hours there. You know, I look for more primitive style stuff. So I'm kind of, you know, there's only certain booths that I can really kind of find that stuff. It's not, there's not a lot of it, but you do find things. So you kind of got to just like, you know, weed through everything. But I just loved this. This was the only piece of folk art that I found in the entire building. I was shocked. I found plenty of false craft, just this particular pattern that I'm collecting. It was $18. I don't know if we're zooming in here. I can't tell because there's lots of things going on my camera. And then 20% off. So this is a new addition. I love this pattern, don't you? It's very similar to a lot of like the cobalt crockeries and things like that. So it kind of gives me like that kind of vibe. And I just love it. So this was one of my finds at the antique mall. My next find is this large firkin or sugar bucket. It does not have the lid, but it was a great price. Something like this size, these go for, you know, can be expensive. Even the other ones that I was finding there were definitely over $100. I think all of them were well over $100. I know the one in that one booth was $175. Can't remember what the blue one was. This one, you guys, was $40 and then 20% off. So it was like, I think $36 if I do the math right. I can't do the math in my head right, but I love, it's really a big sugar bucket, firkin, whatever you refer to it as. I just love it. Like I said, it doesn't have the lid, but I thought that was a great find for a great price. I love the color of it too, don't you? That's how big it is. I'm up at the camera, I have to pull it back. It's beautiful. You can add flowers into it. I love decorating with these and popping these, very similar to how I love decorating with baskets. Just, you know, throughout my home, you know, putting these down. They're great filler for different spaces and things, but even as a vase on a table too. Add some, you know, dried sweet Annie or, you know, flowers or florals or any kind of dried florals is super pretty and perfect for fall too. But I love using these year round. So this was another find at the Antique Mall too. Next up, I got this large cheese box, pantry box. I love how big it is. I love the color of it. It was $9 and then 20% off. So I thought that was a really good deal because I saw other ones while I was there. It's so funny to see the prices between booths too. I saw another one very similar. I was gonna grab that one too. It was $40. So it's so funny to see how prices fluctuate from vendor to vendor. So $9, I think it was $9.75 and then 20% off of that. So I definitely wanted to grab those deals and get that extra 20% off. So I love this. And I actually got another one yesterday. I had to go down to Arcade to restock my booth there. And of course, when I'm there, I'm doing a quick little power shop, and I grabbed another one there too. So I'll show you that here after I show you everything that I got today. But I love it, don't you? And I love stacking these, and they're great for storage, but they're great for decor too. So it's like multi-purpose. So this was another find at the Antique Mall too. Next up, I grabbed these beautiful long handle, long neck, what do they have them as? Bottleneck gourds. I know they're referred to as different things. Look at these. I had to get them, and it also had like the dried hay on them too. Perfect for fall, of course. We're nowhere near there. It's not even totally feeling like late spring, summer yet. They were $19 and then 20%. I just love the unique. I have bins and bins of dried gourds that I've collected throughout the years, but these I just thought were so different. Don't you love them? And just to hang them, perfect for prim decor, a must-have for prim decor. Gourds in general for fall decorating is, you know, must-have for prim decor. But I love these, and I just loved the shape and size of them that I had to get these. So this was another find too. And I also got this really cool, it almost looks like a cornucopia, right? But it's a hanging basket. Kind of thinking for fall too. Of course, you could use this year round, but I just love the unique shape and size. Even the girl at the register was like, wow, that's really different. And that entire booth was 50% off. So it was originally marked $25, and then it was 50% off. So $12.50, and then I don't know if I got the additional 20% off of that. I didn't. For $12.50, isn't that great? I mean, you could use this year round and add different kind of florals and stems to it. But I'm thinking specifically, it just reminded me of fall and adding some bittersweet in there. Or it was funny, I actually had the gourd stuck in here when I was checking out, and she was like, oh, that actually looks all good together. But you know, perfect for fall too, because it, like I said, it reminded me of a cornucopia. But look at how big it is. It is huge to hang on a door anywhere. I thought this was a really unique find at the Antique Mall too. So I guess that would be considered my basket. You know, I always have to get a basket when I'm thrifting or antiquing. Sometimes I get few, but that was, I think, the only one. I think so. I'm trying to be really good about not getting more. I love these pewter plates, and I specifically love them when they're very worn like this. The ones that I have are all very worn. I mean, I can find these newer looking, shinier, I guess. But when they have like this just worn look to it, I love them. The ones I have are like this too. So there at this booth, they had the shiny ones, and then I found this hidden one, very distressed, that had to come home with me at $7, 20% off. But I always love when it's very worn looking. You know, most people probably like it when they look nice and shiny and really pretty pewter, and I gravitate to this one. So if they had more like this, I would have grabbed a bunch, but there was one, so I got this at the antique mall too. And the few I have of those pewter plates, I have in a basket here in the dining room. I also got at that same booth this beautiful, I think beautiful pewter pot, or not pot, this pitcher. There we go. I love collecting pewter pitchers. I have several. I actually have them in my living room right now. And this one, you guys, was only $12. And then again, 20% off everything. I'm sorry if it's not zooming in. I don't know what's going on with the little zoomy. Maybe it'll catch it. Let's see. So $12 for this large pewter pitcher. And again, the reason I like this one opposed to the nice ones looking, nicer ones next to it is I love when they're worn and distressed, and you know, I love that look. And that's more my speed. I love it when it's just got that old look to it. So I had to get this. I didn't get it at first at the booth, and then I walked around and I was thinking about it. I'm like, I better go grab that, because if not, I'm going to be taking another drive down here. I love it. So I am happy I'll be adding this beautiful pewter pitcher to my collection. I had my receipt too, and then I also grabbed, because I can never pass up these galvanized buckets. I just shared a video recently of how to distress new galvanized buckets if you find them at the thrift store, if you buy them at the store. I love these. I actually got some sap buckets too yesterday at Arcade Junction. So I love picking these up because I'll drill some holes like I showed you in that video. I'll link it below too in case you missed it. And using these for my flower pots. I also use them throughout my home. There's one sitting right here. I love using these throughout my home. I have some dried sweet Annie and then one in here. I have one in my living room. I have one in my kitchen. I have them all over. So I use these in place of pretty much vases. But I love this one because I love just how worn and aged it is. Like I didn't have to do my whole vinegar thing. Love it. And then this one I believe was $7.75 and then 20% off. I normally will not pay any more than like $5 for them, but when I saw this one and I loved how worn it looked, I picked this one up too. And the last thing I got at the antique mall today was this beautiful crock. I love this crock. There's not much of that bluing on it, but just a little bit, and I love the color. It matches all of my other crockery I have too throughout my home that I've collected. And this, you guys, I couldn't pass it up because these, even with more of the designs on them, generally go for a lot more. I showed you the one recently that I got here for $90. I see them often. They're always going well over $100, a couple $100. But when I find it for $45, I don't know if it's zooming in there, $45 and then 20% off with the sale that they were having store-wide, I had to get it. I loved like the distressing on it too. I like the imperfections. I must say, I always like the imperfections. They tell a story. So, and just a little number two, a little bit of the bluing, but again, the color matches the rest of the crockery I have that matches this too. So I thought that was a great deal. I love it, don't you? So this was another find at the antique mall too. So I think I'll do a little decorating with a few of my finds that I got today. I'm going to show you a few other things that I picked up yesterday in Springville and at Arcade Junction. Some of these things, though, I'm holding till I get to my kitchen refresh once I find my perfect table. I have a vision, so that's a good thing, but I just need to find the perfect table. So once that happens, then I'll be able to bring this vision to life and have this little kitchen nook refresh complete. But and I promise I'll take you along once that happens, because that was a plan had I gotten the table. But let me show you a few other things that I picked up yesterday when I went to Arcade Junction. Just a couple little things that I picked up really quick. I love this. This is not old. This is actually handmade. But for my kitchen, I was thinking, it doesn't have any holes in the back, but you know how I love making the pantry jars? I thought this might be a cute way to display them. You know, all my like seasonal pantry jars. It's really a big cabinet. I love the color of it. It's got that prim look to it, but to have my pantry jars or whatever, some, you know, seasonal greenery or stems or florals, even some, I thought some wooden bowls would look nice in it too. I got this at, well, I still call it Route 219 Antiques. It is now called Rusty Bones. So I got that there. I like this. So I grabbed this yesterday along with a really cute pillow. I also picked up this darling little pillow there yesterday too. I think it was only $8. It says Home of the Brave. Isn't it cute? And I plan on putting it on my Windsor rocking chair that I recently got on Facebook Marketplace. I'll show you. It's from 1867. I couldn't resist it. It's small, but it's cute. And I have it in our living room. So I'll show you here soon when we put the pillow there. Isn't it cute? So this was another find that I picked up yesterday too. I mentioned I got some sap buckets. So I got 3 of those. They were $5 each at Arcade Junction. These I'm actually going to use for my plants at my fire pit. I showed you in one of the recent videos the geraniums and the galvanized buckets. Well, I've since moved those to the front porch, so I need some new ones for the fire pit area. So $5 each for these sap buckets that I will actually just drill some holes in the bottom, fill up some dirt, and add some flowers. And last up, I also picked up yesterday another cheese box, pantry box. This one I think was $15, but I love the color, I love the size, I love the distressing, don't you? And I think it will be great stacked on top of the one that I got today. I think it will. Let me look. And then I think I'm gonna hold these over to the kitchen. That's the plan. Oh, they look really good. I'll show you when I take the camera off the tripod and I show you where I decorated with some of the other things that I showed you in, not the last video, but the video before that. And I'll link that in the video description in case you missed it. Like the quilt, the cutter quilt that I got, I hung it here in the dining room. The blueberry wreath, where I have that style too. Just a few things quickly. Of course, this beautiful, beautiful, huge wooden bowl I got for $40. I mean, it was a steal of the century, this beautiful, beautiful old bowl. I'll show you that up close, but then I'll also show you, gosh, that looks perfect. These 2 pantry boxes stacked together. And I want to use them in the kitchen once I get to that. And that looks really good. That looks really good. So I'll show you here in just a second. So I'm gonna flip the camera around here and we'll do a little decorating, show you where I'm gonna put some of the things, where I'm gonna put the cute little pillow on the cute little rocking chair, show you some of the things that I've decorated with other things, because I know sometimes I show you like the cutter quilt and things like that, then that's all you see. You don't see me decorate with them. And then I finally find a home because I just get that stuff, so I don't know exactly quite sure where I'm gonna put it. And then I finally find a home, so I kind of wanna share that with you so you can see kind of how it looks, because it is oh so pretty. Even on the front porch, I think it was a while ago I shared that when we did a rainy day shopping, vintage shopping video, when I got that sign, that's on my front porch. Lots of things I need to show you. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and do a little decorating and also show you a few things too. Here are the cheese boxes stacked together. That couldn't be more perfect, the 2 of them. And what a great size too. My plan, my idea is to save these for the kitchen, unless I find another place beforehand. But as of right now, that is the plan. So we're not going to decorate with those just yet. But I wanted to show you over here how pretty this cutter quilt that I shared with you recently too. I just hung it on a ladder. I did post a picture of it too, so you might have caught that on social media. I also posted it here on YouTube. And I just love it hung here on the ladder. Doesn't that look pretty? I absolutely love the way that looks there. And then I put that blueberry wreath up on top of my clock. I also got that at an estate sale the same day that I got that. And I love the way that this whole little area looks. And then I'm like, well, then come fall, I'll change the wreath out, and same for Christmas. Just have a sweet little candle up there, which I have all throughout my home. And then I got this actually thrifting. So this is how this whole area looks. I love showing you kind of how it looks all styled. I got this recently too, but I shared that in a previous video. And I still love that sitting here too. But then you can see here, there's one of my galvanized buckets, one of my old ones that I just have some dried sweet Annie, a crock, and then this basket that I found recently too. And this is how it all looks right here. So moving over to this cabinet that I recently got, I've just started adding some of my false graph in here. I have some of my granite colanders in here too. I plan on keeping this door shut, so I really don't want to put much that over here. That's why it's kind of like this, because I just plan on having one door open and not both. So that's why I really don't have anything over there, except I do have this one there. But I'm still playing around. So I was originally thinking, well, I'd put that new crock that I got, this one, in here somewhere. But of course I don't want to put it on the other side. So I'm going to play around a minute and figure out where I'm going to put this. So I think I might move this. And then since this is a bigger piece, you know what? I don't know how that's going to look. Let's see. Take two. Because two big pieces next to each other. Let's see about moving that. And then moving that down here. And then maybe, let's see. So I'm taking a few more of the pewter plates I have, and I'm going to just put them in the background on the other two shelves. You can see here, I just love when they're more aged looking. I think for the time being, I'm going to put this picture in here just to break up the colanders and not have one on every shelf. And so you can just see it peeking out there. Let's see how that looks. I know you don't see it very much. I don't like that. But for now, I think it works. I like that you can kind of see it there and it breaks up so it's not colander on every shelf. Until I can come up with another idea, but for now, I'm just gonna call it good, just to kind of have this all finished. Before we head to the living room, I wanted to show you this big, huge, beautiful wooden bowl that I got at that vintage market I went to the day after the first garage sale and estate sale I went to that I was telling you about. This bowl, you guys, is a beauty. $40. It is huge. Yes, there's a few cracks in it, but that doesn't bother me. I love the wornness on it. And then this one was also at that sale for $20, and I love how it kind of looks in the big one. So I couldn't wait to show you that. This was such a find. It is, I don't think the camera shows how big it is. It is big, it is solid, it is gorgeous. I've seen big bowls like this even today, and they were close to $200. Maybe they didn't have the big crack in it, but still. They were big like this, and they were definitely not $40. I wanted to give you a quick peek of the front porch, specifically the sign here that I went and got a couple weeks ago that I took you along. I love the way it looks here, along with the basket, with the flags. And then down here are those birdhouses that I picked up at that barn sale. I have them here too. This porch gets awfully sunny. We get direct sun here, so that's why I should have showed you this morning before the sun was coming over. But I have those birdhouses over here, and just a little primitive chair with another one of those galvanized buckets, and then the sign. I just think it looks perfect right here. On this side of the porch I have a star. I showed you this sheet pillow I got a couple weeks ago. I have that here. I do put it on the rocking chairs when it's nice, but like I said, it's been so rainy here that I've just kind of kept it on this bench, which I also got at that vintage sale I went to along with this goose that I love too. And then just another fern. But this is kind of how this all looks. Oh, and here is the shovel that I showed you too that I picked up at the barn sale. I just have it tucked right there too, so you can kind of see how I have everything styled here. I have a sap bucket down there underneath the bench. So this is how this side of the porch looks. Okay guys, that is all for today's video. I hope you had fun antiquing and decorating with me. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you did. And let me know in the comments, what is your favorite find that I got and what are you on the hunt for too? I would love to know. You can also follow me on social media at Mother Time. Check out my blog, mothertime.com. And if you've enjoyed this video and you are not subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget to click that subscribe button so you never miss any of these videos. Okay, you guys, thanks again for hanging out with me here today, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video. Bye guys.